Hello, good morning, everybody. See, when it comes to developing confidence about any particular aspect in our life, my dear friends, we have to be very honest to ourselves. That's the first necessity. That's the first element that we have to really take into account, and we have to be very careful about that. Yes, we have to be very honest to ourselves because confidence is something that has to be a real one. You cannot fake it all the time, my dear friends. Sometimes, well, you can fake when you are not really confident from within yourself, but you show yourself to be confident. But it is very tangent, my dear friends, and it's going to really work only once in a while. So if you really want to be confident all the time about that particular aspect, you need to really work around it as much as possible. You need to really gain all the knowledge about it. You need to really get yourself engaged with that aspect in practicality, isn't it? So you have to be very honest about it to yourself, my dear friends, and you need to be a genuine person. You need to be a real person. You can say a natural person about it, because that's where we are going to be very much confident about ourselves in that particular aspect. Because now we have a different perspective about what the confidence is all about, my dear friends. Even some strangers are sitting in front of us, and we are suddenly asked to really come over onto the stage and speak a few words about some topic that is the topic of the day there, and you know a little bit about that topic. I mean, you have an average knowledge about that topic. Then you are going to really climb the stairs to the stage, and you are going to really speak like someone who perhaps is speaking on the stage for a long time. So nowhere it looks that you are a novice, you are a naive person, or it's your debut uh, talk delivery in front of an audience. Why? Because you have become so confident from within yourself that you look at the situation in a very different manner. You don't consider it to be a debut. You think that you have the capability of speaking in front of the people because you have got knowledge about that particular aspect. So you have got also an expertise about communication skills because you have been working on it regularly, consistently. You have developed yourself to that state of your ability to speak about anything because you have developed that kind of communication skills. So if you have got communication skills, my dear friends, we can really arrange words in such a manner as if we are going to really give them something very important. So we have got that art of communication skill. We are able to really perform well in front of an audience, isn't it? That's why it is said that communication skill is very much important, even if you don't know much about any subject. But if you communicate whatever you know in such a manner that people are going to pay attention to what you are saying, they are unable to take their attention off you. So you have got that effective way of communicating, my dear friends. So that's what I'm telling you, and it comes through the practice of communication. Every day you plunge yourself into the practice of communication, my dear friends. Give yourself a topic and talk on that topic for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Slowly increase the time. The more you are going to endure the difficulty, the challenge, the more powerful you are going to really become. You are going to strengthen your ability to speak for any length of time in coming times. So that's how we are going to empower ourselves, my dear friends. So when it comes to really acquiring all the skills that is required, you cannot afford to leave any stone unturned. Okay, you got me, my dear friends? So keep working, my dear friends, and there is no power in the universe that's going to stop you from reaching your goal. You are going to be a successful person. Yes, good day, my dear friends.